What's good, people? Welcome to the MySpace Effect. Hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for another episode where we talk leadership, life, and the spaces in between. Hope everybody had a great Valentine's Day weekend. Whether you're single, in a relationship, marriage, really do hope all went well. And despite it passing, Valentine's Day passing, it's still what some would consider Love Month. And honestly, I think it's around this time where honest conversations, real conversations about love actually start to take place after the noise have, kind of died down in a sense. Because love isn't just about who you're connected to. It's about who you're becoming while you're connected. And so today's episode is going to be called Love Without Losing Yourself. It's a bit of a follow-up from last week when I talked about lonely in love. Here's the truth we don't say enough. Healthy love multiplies identity. And on the contrary, unhealthy love negotiates it. And if loving someone requires you to disappear, fade back, that's not love. It's compromise dressed up as affection. That's what I want to talk about tonight. Let's get to it.
This is the MySpace Effect, where identity meets influence, depth over distraction, and becoming who you're called to be outweighs chasing attention. Hosted by Herschel M. Peters. Let's get into it.
Love yourself without losing yourself. Healthy love multiplies identity, and unhealthy love negotiates it. Think about that. One of the things I really want you to place before you, and what we're talking about, is that love should not cost you yourself. And even in that, I want to explain to you what losing yourself can look like. And I want to just deal with subtle behaviors that people normalize. This is really important. Here's some of the things that people do when they end up losing themselves. You start to over-explain to be understood. Yeah. Over-explaining to be understood. That can happen a lot. And there can be different variables around that. But that's really one thing that if you find yourself having to really go over and beyond to just make sure that you're seen and understood, that could be a problem. That could be a great sign that, you know what, I'm becoming something or someone I shouldn't, and I'm not. Number 2, shrinking standards to keep peace. One thing a mentor and a great friend of mine, it's like a father figure, shared with me one day. He told me, he said, son, never trick yourself into accommodating someone else's comfort. Don't do it. Because I realized, as I took from that, is in comfort breeds bondage and stronghold. If you find yourself shrinking standards to keep peace, Here's another one. Silencing convictions to avoid conflict. Yeah. That's huge. And here's my last one. Performing instead of being present. Let that sink in. Instead of just being there and being present, I have to put on performance. Now, here's the thing about what I've explained. You don't lose yourself all at once. Keep that in mind. You trade pieces of yourself. That's what you do. You trade yourself in pieces. It's like a subtle chip away. It is, and it's real common in society today. And the reason why this happens is because some fear abandonment. There's a great fear of abandonment. As I share with people often, rejection and abandonment are gateways to narcissism and or perfectionism. And I've been a catalyst of that. Growing up, I dealt with a lot of rejection and abandonment. And I thank God that it worked for me. That's not to reduce anything else that others have been through. I'm grateful for that, because you think about that. People become monsters behind that. There is gateways to narcissism, rejection, abandonment. I used to deal with perfectionism. I felt like if I had all my stuff together, not to try to be self-righteous, I felt if I had all my stuff together, then eventually I wouldn't have to worry about being rejected or abandoned. That's how much I did not want to be rejected or abandoned. But ultimately, I had to mature and move into excellence and graduate from that. Once you excel at something, If whatever benefits or whatever comes from you excelling in a thing is good, those that don't have nothing to do with it, you excelling in the right things. So if you try to be a good person and responsible individual, and the list goes on, things that are upward, everything you need will be there. Just keep excelling. Another reason why people may do this is due to the desire to be chosen. Well, first of all, let me just say that there's no shame in this. Yeah, there's no shame in this. This is just insight and truth of some realities. And it's a safe space. This is why MySpace Effect is here. Another reason why people do this is because the past rejection wounds. And lastly, another reason why people may do this is because of confusing flexibility with faithfulness. Oh, that's huge. That hits hard. Confusing flexibility with faithfulness. People don't abandon themselves because they're weak. Most of the time they do it because they just want to be loved. They want to be loved. They want to be loved. And that's why it pays a great deal, and why discernment and wisdom and knowledge is so important, because it can give us the ability to understand the difference between love and attachment. Love and attachment. Attachment says, I need you to feel okay. I'm hipping somebody. Talking good. That's what attachment does. But love says, I choose you without losing me. So in other words, what I'm saying is, if I need to become less to be loved, that love is too expensive. Yeah. And when it comes to leaders, it is a particular vulnerable area, simply because most of the time leaders are adaptable by nature. Yeah. That is the ability to adapt. If you notice that word ability, there's a maturity. I'm able to do something. That's what maturity is, ability. Some have high empathy that creates tolerance for imbalance. I'm a witness to that. Another aspect of that is how responsibility itself can turn into self-erasure. That's something right there that should sit, because there's a lot of people that do that. You get so engulfed in responsibilities. They may not be yours, but just responsibilities in general. And they're like a eraser on a pencil, start reducing you. And the thing about that is that strong people don't notice they're shrinking. Many of us call it sacrifice. And that is why we need to understand what healthy love requires. My desire right now is to really try to reset the standard and just make some stuff clear, not only for myself, but those that are watching and listening. Healthy love always honors convictions. Always. They respect boundaries. They welcome honesty, and they grow with you, not against you. Now, when you think about that, ask yourself right now, can I fully be myself and still be loved? One thing about February, as we celebrate Black history as well, some consider it Love Month. It shouldn't pressure people into proximity. Something I just want to make clear. If anything, it should invite reflection and realignment, because ultimately choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's stewardship, and love shouldn't require self-abandonment to be sustained. If you don't get anything else from this episode, just understand this. The right love doesn't ask you to disappear. True love, godly love, will never ask you to disappear. If anything, it'll invite you to show up whole. I want to affirm some people's identity that's watching. Like, be who you are, who you're supposed to be. And I mean that in right context. I'm not trying to empower people to not be whole. That is the catalyst. Be who you are as a whole individual. And maintain standards. Maintain your standards without guilt. Either we're growing or reacting. One of the two. And in order to really grow, it takes responsibility. Many of us think that choosing ourselves is a selfish thing, and it's not. Choosing yourself is not selfish. It's not. It just means that you're aware. That's what that means. It means you're aware. It means you're stewarding instead of abandoning yourself for access, comfort, and familiarity. Yeah. The right love won't ask you to become less. It won't require you to shrink. It won't have you performing like Michael Jackson. And it won't require you to disappear. It won't. If anything, it'll invite you to show up whole, and then you grow from there. As I've shared before, as this month comes to an end, this love month comes to an end, don't just ask who you're with. Ask the better question: can I fully be myself and still be loved? Can I fully be myself and still be loved? All right, people, that's the end of today's episode. If this episode has resonated with you, share it with someone who's learning how to love without losing themselves. And remember, this is the MySpace Effect, building influence and impact. I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all take it easy. Peace.
If this added value, share it. If it challenged you, sit with it. And remember, the assignment is you.